Hi there, this is Ajit Navlakha, co-founder of EverCoach, and in this video, I wanted to cover 5 simple ideas that can help you grow your business. Often people ask me, Ajit, you have grown business by 50%, 100% year on year. What is it that you do? What's the secret sauce? And most of the time, it's a long answer and the short answer. The long answer is usually I did this and this and this and this and this. But often it comes down to these 5 core elements that if you could do better in these 5 areas, usually you can grow your business by manyfold. And so what I wanted to share are the core ideas and see if we can translate that to your business and see if that can help grow the business further in many ways, right? So these are just fundamental ideas, and I'd love to explore them with you in this video. First of these ideas is what is simply experience. What we often do as entrepreneurs and as business people, we get so focused on the revenue that we forget that what really created our business was that first customer or those first few customers. And we often forget to see how we can elevate the experience of those individuals that are working with us as prospects, as clients, as our first people who feedback stuff, our employees. If we can elevate the experience of any of these, usually we'll be able to see a profound explosion in the growth of the business that we have, because it allows people to feel more attached, more connected to our businesses, more attached, more connected to our personalities, and it allows us to then further be able to communicate much deeply, much more profoundly, much more passionately, because the experience that they've had with us is so great. The experience that they've had with us allows them to come back to us and say, hey, I saw this is one mistake that you made in an email somewhere, a typo, or here is how you can make my membership better. And what happens when these kind of feedback comes back to you is when you act on it, your work becomes better and your results become better and more people engage with you and more people recommend you. There's a product that we do at EverCoach called the EverCoach Tribe. And there's so many coaches that I've met after that who say, I recommended a few people to go to the EverCoach Tribe. It's such a fantastic tribe to be in. It's just a fantastic group to be in. And then that's just fascinating. It's just so empowering. And that business is completely based on experience. We just made sure that everybody who was a prospect or a client had a great experience with the list when they were not a buyer or when they were a buyer. We just wanted to make sure that they had a very, very good experience in the results that they were getting. And that simply drove that business. So that's the first thing. The first element that you can work on as a business to grow your business is experience. Can you make the experience of your clients better? Can you make the experience of your prospects better? A little bit marginal increase in that experience can give you significant results. The second thing that, again, a lot of times we kind of ignore is campaign. So what we do as entrepreneurs a lot of times is we see everything as a single activity. So today there's an email that's going out. Today this event is happening. Today this Facebook post is going to go out. Whereas if you create it not from a place of a single activity but as a campaign, something that runs across the board, that kind of feeds into each other, it allows your user to get exposed to many items that you have instead of the single item that you created as that day's event. Here's an example to further elaborate. Think about if you were to release a product 6 months later, right? And you only talked about it in the 5th month or like end half of the 5th month, there's only those many people who are engaged with you at that time, and so those many people will know about this product. Whereas even if you're releasing a product, if you're connecting the loop, if it's a whole campaign which is kind of feeding into each other and it's playing with each other, what happens is when that product comes out in 6 months, it's no surprise. People are actually waiting for it. There's a product that we are doing right now called Blink Webinars. Hopefully it'll be live by the time you see this video. And we've been campaigning for it for almost 4 months now. 4 months before my clients on other businesses already are aware that Ajit is working on this software that will allow us to do great webinars. Even in this video, I'm mentioning, even if I have no idea if that product is live, think about it like this. It's a whole campaign. I'm creating that effect with my audience where my audience knows what I'm working on. What am I excited about? What is the things that is coming next? So the campaign effect is sometimes ignored and we just go by the event and event after event after event, which sometimes takes away from the power of some of our products, which actually probably needs a little bit more exposure. That's the second element, is to is to have a campaign effect. Add a campaign through the course of your year. Don't only work on the marketing of a product when you're launching the product. Work on the marketing of the product all the time. Third thing that is important is for our businesses to simplify. Way too many people do way more complicated stuff. So let me think of the most complicated launch process with 200 steps in it. Yes, you can do that, and yes, it'll do well. But does that allow you to grow your business infinitely? The business growth happens when you actually simplify your business and say, okay, I could do these 200 steps or these 20, which will get me the result that I really want. And at the same time, it'll keep my business simple and I can actually execute it with my team. Think about simplification, how much power simplification has, okay? If it's a simple process, I can teach it to a person on my team really, really fast. If it's a complicated process, I'll take months for them to get ramped up. But let's say if it's a simple process, I taught to one person, another person, another person, another person. I took 4 months to teach it to 4 people. Now I can have activity across 4 different domains because I have 4 people trained on that simple marketing process. Think about if it was a complicated marketing process. I'll take 4 months to train one person. And I'll take 4 months to wait for that result and hope that that person sticks by that time because he's training for 3 months on that. And then I will see some effect of that. So you see the power of simplification. The moment I simplify it, it's easy to communicate, and hence it grows your business just by that. Also because when your marketing is simple, your audience understands it much better, right? Because your audience is like, yeah, this is what you're talking about. You're not trying to confuse me all over. You're trying to simply communicate a very easy message. So simplification is the third thing that you need to introduce in your marketing, your business, your processes, in your company, everywhere. As simplified it is, the better it is. The less steps it has, the better it is. Fourthly is you need to create templates. It kind of stems from simplification because when you simplify a process, you need to make sure that it's not something that can be only done once, because that activity would probably not be a good activity for your business. If the activity can only happen once in a lifetime, it's probably not the greatest thing to do. What you want to do is, once you've simplified those processes, you want to create templates that is replicable. You want to create replicable templates so people can actually, so the marketing or the business process or the hiring process can actually be done again and again and again. And because it can be done again and again, it takes out the amount of time that you have to put into that the next time, and hence it allows you to go to the next level and do something else, hence growing your business, right? So you need to create templates. That's the fourth most important thing that you can do to grow your business this year. Lastly, and very importantly, again, something that most of the small and medium entrepreneurs especially miss is scheduling. It's just simply saying what's going to happen in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, right? To know exactly what's happening every week of the month of the year. What is happening every day of the month of the year. Because when you don't have that schedule is when you scramble. You wake up in the morning and you go, what do I do today? What is it that I need to achieve today? How can I do this today? Instead of going, I already know what I need to achieve. I'm going to do these activities to achieve this. And that's when my day is already successful. I don't have to think about it at that time that if whatever I did today was worth it or not worth it. You're not lost and confused and all over the place. You're actually very focused, very determined, and you have a ritual that you follow, and it always helps you get the result because you have a schedule to follow. There was a book that I was reading the other day. It's called The Prosperous Coach. It's by a gentleman named Steve Chandler and Rich Litvin. And the book says, in one of the chapters somewhere, it says how most of the coaching businesses are not successful or don't become successful because of one common failure, is that people don't follow a ritual of making the calls that they need to make to get the coaching clients. They just simply don't make those calls. They just sit around and say, it will happen. And if somebody goes, okay, you have to make 200 calls, they get overwhelmed by it. Instead of saying, okay, I have to make 200 calls, I can make 40 calls a day or 30 calls a day or 10 calls a day, whatever the number is, and it'll take me 20 days to do it. But you make those 200 calls because you have a schedule. Just having that schedule, again, is something that is profoundly important and dramatic for the growth of your business. So if this year you decide to grow your business, and if you have no clue of what to do, there's one request that I have, is do at least one of these 5, and you will already see the dramatic increase in your business. Any one of them, whatever you think is best suited for you, for your business, for your work, do one of these 5, and you're good to go. And that will already give you a certain number and certain percentage of growth in your business just by doing this stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure these 5 things is going to dramatically change your business and it's going to grow your business. This is Ajit Navlakha. Adios amigos.